Hello everyone, this is Grandmaster Alex Yermolinsky. I'm happy to be on ICC while I'm on a trip to China finishing my tournament. But it's not about my tournament today, it's about the London Classic, of course. Game of the day from round 6. Exciting round today. And we start with the top billing there is the game between Fabiano Caruana and Hikaru Nakamura. So here we go. Well, the tournament situation called for both players to be extremely aggressive today. Well, Caruana obviously wants to make bucks for some missed opportunities early in the tournament. And Nakamura, who is nicely recovered from an opening round loss to Wesley So, was in the position to fight for first place, which is essentially important in this tournament, because if Nakamura wins it, then regardless of everything else, he wins the Grand Chess Tour series of 2016 outright. Alright, so the situation, as I said, called for sharp play and therefore denied of Sicilian. The move h6 recently became popular. Well, the inclusion of the moves h6, bishop h4 may affect some of the topical variations of the knight of theory, particularly the queen b6 line, the poisoned pawn. But here, because the white bishop is closer to circling around and coming to f2, white can also, as you see in the game, white can also play the move a3. So a3, old trick, all Sicilian players familiar with that. If you take the pawn, then after knight a4, the queen is lost. So by investing a tempo into move a3, white takes care of the poisoned pawn, which is really poisoned now. And then he is going to switch to more of a standard Sicilian setup with a little twist. Bishop is on f2 instead of e3. Black, of course, has to move the queen again, which is probably no big deal. Well, it's a common tempo loss in order to somewhat misplace white pieces. Anyway, it's all general talk, but what about concrete variations? When white launched his attack with g4, the answer is g5. Standard idea, fighting for the e5 square. Now, this is where the somewhat unusual position of the white bishop comes into play. But of course, it's all well known. So after Fabiano played h4, and then he played the move bishop e2, it's important to connect the rooks in preparation for g5. We reached the situation from the game Giri Vashiela-Graf from Norway tournament earlier this year. So white is poised to play g5. What to do? Vashiela-Graf's choice was in this position to play rook g8. And Giri responded with his trademark kind of positional solid move, rook d g1, which in this case led white to total disaster, because after d5, in this position d5 I think was played, And the trick is, of course, that on the capture it comes knight e5. You cannot take this pawn on account of knight d3 check, losing the queen. So the white pieces were forced back, then queen to h3, and the rooks are out of play. And anyway, MVL won a pretty game. And of course, everybody took notice. These days, with computers, anybody can take a look and, dissect the game and criticize even the best players in the world for their play. Obviously, it's easy. Well, what's more difficult is to actually play your own games.